I keep seeing the leaders doing, let's be talking plans and maybe seeing you. Pull up on you, let me scoop. Nobody here but me and you. Got a little ring to it, turn that thing fluid in the coupe. Way you look, I know it's real. I'm on my Marshawn shit, I been really getting feel. You know why I'm here, don't act like you don't know how I feel. But let me tell you what you mean to me. Slide on me for that meet and greet. Vibe with me under moonshine, sipping moonshine to the new sky. Taste toasted and be raised so.
Hey you guys, welcome back to TaylorXo, or welcome to TaylorXo if you are a new subscriber. So y'all, today I have this just crazy theory on this girl. And not only did you guys see her post her birth vlog, but she also came out and posted her labor and delivery vlog. And a lot of people were just looking at this and questioning this and thinking we need a medical professional to really explain this video, because especially for the mothers who have given birth, none of it made sense, and it really left people to question, is she this delusional, not only when it comes to telling the whole story of her in the hospital, but also of this fake baby daddy that she still claims to have, and she will not tell the truth as to whether or not, you know, it's really Zolo, or just even come out and say who this alleged baby dad is. She said it's this alleged military guy. I guess he now is not in the military anymore, and he was able to come back and make it for the birth. But just the way she explained the stories and the whole story, and just how she went back and forth on certain things she said, and just how it looked like it was made up as she went along, it left a lot of people to question, like, sis, you are lying. You're lying about something. We already know that she's lying about this baby daddy, but definitely lying about the details of this labor and delivery story. So I recorded some of her video, and I want to put in a few of the main lies that I really feel like she did tell, because sis was not definitely telling the truth on how it all went down, or if it even went down. It really left me to question this time, like, if she could lie about just simple labor and delivery story, you know, is there really a baby? But I know people will say, well, how don't you believe that she has a baby yet? But these are a few of the things that I caught throughout the video when I watched it.
And I thought, like, probably around like 3-4 hours after they started me on Pitocin, the baby would come, and he would already have been there, because I would have told him I'm going into the hospital, or he would have left like an hour or two before I went into the hospital, blah, blah, blah. But that day that I was supposed to get induced, the hospital ring, ring, ring. Oh, we can't induce you because another lady came in and they didn't have any rooms. And I'm just like, I was so irritated. So I called him, we discussed it, and he was like, all right, so I am gonna leave in the morning, because he already had a full day at work. He was gonna leave in the morning, and he was gonna get there in time. And I mean in the morning, like 4 in the morning, he was gonna be on his way. So I was like, oh my gosh, okay, because now they want me to come in the morning. So he, you know, I was gonna go to my sister's. My sister was gonna take me to the hospital, and he was going to meet me at the hospital, which is that shit, that all that water done came out, okay? So they come in and they check me around 6 or 7 p.m. And they're like, Olivia, you're not contracting fast enough, you're not dilating anymore, we need to, you know, they started bringing up that C-section word. I'm not, no, I had one C-section, y'all. I was 23 years old, I healed like this, but I was not finna have another C-section, especially because everything I had to do coming up. No, I was not finna have a C-section. There was no way, nobody is ever gonna give Olivia Johnson another C-section a day in her life. It's just not finna happen. So they were like, okay, well, the other thing that we could do is we need to fill your bag. Was it the bag? Not the bag. They need to fill my uterus up with saline. And I'm like, what? You're gonna fill me back up? They're like, yeah, because the baby, it's hard for the baby to move. The baby doesn't have any liquid in there. It's running low. Y'all, when they told me they had to fill me back up with saline, I was like, I was so upset. I was so freaking upset. I was like, what do you mean? Like, how's that gonna be on the baby? Like, is that gonna hurt him? They were like, no, it's not gonna hurt him. He just needs the liquid in there. I start crying, okay? And my man.
So I had to stop right here after she did this. Like, sis, are you really talking about filling up the uterus with saline? I was saying all the pregnancy videos that I have watched on TV, on YouTube, anywhere, I've never ever heard of a doctor filling up a uterus with saline after the water had already done broke. I always thought, and I was told when I had my baby, that once the water is broke, it's too much of a cause for infection. So there is a time limit after the water is broken to have the baby. But sis went on to say that she was filled back up with some saline, and I don't even know if that's healthy for the baby. I did do a little bit of research on it, and there is called a amnio infusion or fusion that they do. But I always, or from what I read, it was something that should be done during pregnancy, not when you're actually pregnant, throughout your pregnancy, not something that will be done on delivery day. So you guys tell me or comment down below what you think of that. And let's get on to these more lies this girl really decided to tell in this video.
So they came in there and they told me, we have to turn off the Pitocin because it's like we're watching him die on the screen. Whew. I'm sorry, that's still, ooh. That was so, when they said that to me, I was freaked out. I was like, oh my God. They were like, we cannot do that. This is not right. We cannot watch him go through this. So they stopped the Pitocin altogether. So my contractions kept coming and they were so bad, you guys, in an hour. If you're not ready to push in an hour, I have to give you a C-section. I did not want a surgery. I did not want a surgery. I kept telling myself, I'm not getting a surgery. But then at this point, when she came back and she told me how serious it was, y'all, I was crying, I was shaking. I was just like, look, I cannot keep him in there longer. They were scared to keep him in there longer. I was like, I cannot keep him in there longer because I don't want to get a freaking C-section and then something happens to him. I would never be able to live with myself. So I'm like, okay, if I could, but I didn't care. I was just like, hold my legs, I'm gonna push. There was no doctors, no nurses in sight. I'm gonna push. I'm gonna push. So I kept pushing, y'all. I kept pushing. And then like 15 minutes before the doctor would have came back in, I was like, baby, go to get the nurse, go tell her that I'm about to push this baby out. Cause I could feel him. I could feel him super, super low. So they went and got the nurse and brought the doctor in. The doctor checked me. She's like, yeah, I can feel his head. I was like, yes, thank God. So they started setting up everything. You know, they turn on the light, they do this, they do that, they put your legs up. Everybody came in and they were like, push. And I don't even think I was at 10 centimeters yet, y'all. I think I was like at a 9, 8.5. I don't care. I was ready to push. I was ready to push. I felt like I had to push. So what she did is, I guess she like opened me up more. She tried to open me up more. He was finally born. And I was just so happy.
So as you guys heard, some of these lies that she told in this video were just so far off. And you could just tell by the stuttering in her video and her looking everywhere else but the camera. And just seeming like she was just, literally thinking of it as she was going along. I literally believe nothing in this video. Now, I will say that if doctors come in and they see your baby allegedly dying on the screen, there is no way that they would let you keep a baby in your stomach for another hour just to see how things are going to go. I think at that point, they would send you right in for emergency C-section. I do know a few people who had that story. Like I said, I just don't hear too much of what was explained in this video happened in actual hospitals with women who were giving birth that, allegedly have birth defects and are dying on the screen with their heart rate. So she said after she got the epidural that the baby's heart rate was going even lower. So if the baby's heart rate was already low to begin with, how much lower did it go with the epidural for them to still wait an hour for you in labor to, decide whether or not you're going to have the baby, naturally or not. So she said that she insisted to the doctors that she was not having a C-section, and they listened. Now, most of the time, that's not something that is left up to you. That's something that's left up to the doctors, the professionals who went to school for 10 plus years. I think that they will know what's in the best interest of the child in that situation versus the mother who has no, she doesn't even have a GED, let alone a high school or college degree, doctorate degree, whatever. But, I would think that she would not know what's in the best interest of her child at that second when her child is allegedly dying on the screen, like she said he was. So then she said that she had waited and waited, and finally when the doctors came in and checked her, she said that they had said that she was ready to push, that they could feel his head. But I thought that an indicator of, you being able to push and have the baby naturally was that you had to be dilated 10 centimeters in order for that baby to go through you and be able to come out all right. So she's basically said that the doctor started to physically open her up with his or her fingers, and she was only at an 8.5 to 9 centimeters when she was able to when she was pushing. So I never heard of the doctors not allowing you to get to 10 centimeters, but you can already push and just still avoid a C-section even after the baby was allegedly dying on the screen. Now, what would an hour difference had made from the baby with the heart rate? So take her off. The epidurals last for a good while. So how was she still able to sit around and wait that much time before she was able to push and not be sent in for a C-section? So she also explained that her sister and her baby daddy were there, which at first she had said that her baby daddy was there and then Raquel left. So at the end of the video, she ended up saying that the baby daddy was there, or he had asked the sister to come so he could leave. I really don't understand why the baby daddy wasn't there all around to begin with. From timing she left the house to on the way to the hospital, it just always seems like he's never around at the most important times. He didn't seem to be around at any doctor's office, ultrasounds that she allegedly had. There didn't seem to be nothing that he was involved in, and this was his first child, and he didn't even barely make it. So a lot of people were saying, like, how is she still running with this story that it's this military guy that has this, or this cop that has this real famous and well-known sis? We all know that that's a complete lie. And otherwise, Zolo is on Instagram and YouTube claiming that this is his miracle, this is his son, and he was born March 9th. So I really think that she should clear up those rumors, because you do have a whole man on here on this internet saying that is his baby and he saw it on March 9th, or that's when the baby was born, and claiming to be his son. But on the other hand, you're saying that it's a whole different guy that is famous, well-known, that you were just claiming went to the military a few months ago. So the whole story is backwards, and she has to be lying about something. I really do think that she did end up getting pregnant by Zolo, and at this point she's just so embarrassed by it that she's just making up any story so she can get out of saying that, Zolo is the baby daddy. But she better hope that Zolo doesn't expose her with any text messages or phone calls that she has made to him, because I'm pretty sure if that is his baby, that they've been in contact together at some point. But you guys comment down below what you think of this whole labor and birth story, labor and delivery. Any medical professionals, comment down below to verify if you can have saline in your uterus after your water's broke, if you can push at 8.5 centimeters. I've never heard of that, but that may be a thing that I just didn't know. And what do you guys think of this whole baby daddy situation? Do you think it's Zolo's, or do you think that it's a military / cop famous guy that she has been alleging for the last 9 months? So comment down below, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for another one.